Good evening. This is Tanish Laverne Gradney reporting live from Cove Lounge in New York City, in Harlem to be exact, my home city for Cheyney University Alumni Mixer. I am a proud alum of Cheyney University of Pennsylvania, so it does my heart good to be in my home city to support Cheyney University and its impact on the culture. Tanisha Laverne Grant, blackinamerica.com. So I want to call you De La only because that is the name that we lovingly called you when we were at Cheyney, but your name is Shelton.
Yes.
Shelton Rue. So talk to me a little bit about deciding to become the president of the Tri-State New York Alumni Chapter. Am I saying it right? Because there's so many.
Cheyney University, New York, Tri-State Alumni Chapter.
Say it one more time.
Cheyney University, New York, Tri-State Alumni Chapter.
New York Tri-State Alumni Chapter. Thank you. So talk to me a little bit about what that role means to you and why it's so critical at this point in time.
Well, there are a lot of alums in the New York Tri-State area, Cheyney alums, and we were always gathering, happy hours and things like that, getting together, but we never had an official chapter, right? And there are chapters in other cities, Philly, D.C., Atlanta, all the way down to Atlanta, and New York being, I thought it would be beneficial to Cheyney to have a chapter in the largest media market, New York. I grew up here, and it just wasn't right that all these years, Cheyney being the oldest HBCU.
I love that you say largest media market because New York is the #1 market. Yeah.
Exactly. So if we want to get support for all our initiatives and bring awareness to Cheyney, where else? Where better to do it? I mean, Cheyney's close to Philly, but Philly's, much smaller than New York. So I felt that we could get exposure as far as awareness, students knowing more about Cheyney. Because sometimes you walk, in certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn, and Queens, and kids in the Bronx and such that have come down to Cheyney. When you ask the average kid, about Cheyney, they may not have heard of it. This is a small school, but it's the oldest school sometimes, and that really annoys me. So I said, we need to do more here in New York, and instead of just, happy hours and such, we should be raising money and for scholarships and such for Cheyney students or potential Cheyney students.
So for those who are not Cheyney University alums, how can they get involved? I think people oftentimes think that because they didn't graduate from the university that, they shouldn't be supporting the university, and we know that that's not true.
That is not true. In fact, our treasurer went to Cheyney for 2 years and then graduated from another school, another HBCU. But she loves Cheyney.
Yeah.
So she is our treasurer, and she does a damn good job. Her name is Veroni, and you can speak to her afterwards. But that'll tell you, as you're an alum, if you spent, I believe, it's 1 or 2 years at a university, you're an alum. Maybe you didn't graduate from there, but she's a Cheyney alum. I graduated '92, but she's here. So it's about supporting Cheyney and initiatives. And there are a lot of people that are supporting us now that are not Cheyney alums, whether it's through donations or if we have an event, they come out and support, things of that nature. So
if you're not an alum, where do you go to support Cheyney University?
Well, we have our online, we have our Facebook page, Cheyney University, New York Tri-State Alumni Chapter. You can email us at CheyneyNY, that's CHEYNY .tristate. That's long, right? At gmail.com. All right, so just go on to Facebook and look for Cheyney University, New York Tri-State Alumni Chapter, and join our group. That's the easiest way. Reach out to me. My name is Shelton. I'm the president of the chapter. And, we started this about a year ago, and we did very well for the first year. So we're here now. This is almost like, I wouldn't want to call it an anniversary, but it's kind of the end of the year mixer. We did it last year. We weren't sure what to expect because we were just a couple of months old, but we got a lot of support this year. We've done well, and we're looking forward to great things for 2019.
It means so much to have a Cheyney alumni chapter in New York City. For many years we didn't have one, and now we do, and we've got great leadership, and I am just absolutely thrilled. I'm a 1969 graduate of Cheyney, and I just love my Cheyney, and I wanted to do well. I wanted to just grow, and so I am just so happy. I'm happy to be here.
1969. Wow, that was a good year.
Yes, it'll be 50 years next year. So we'll be having a celebration. So long live Cheney.
Absolutely. So, what are some of your greatest memories from being an undergraduate student at Cheney?
Well, I tell you, I came from New York. I'm an only child, so I just loved meeting those new friends and being in the dormitory with them. After all, being an only child, I was always alone. So just having all of those friends and maintaining those friendships throughout the years, because I still keep in touch with all of those friends. I've lost some, which is sad, but there are lots of others, and so we get together for reunions and party and hug each other, and just so glad to be in each other's lives.
It lets you know you're not alone, that there are more people in the city, in the tri-state area, who attended the same school you did. Being Cheney the first black institution in the United States, not Howard, not Morehouse, but Cheney State Colleges, which I'm a product of. And it feels good that I have been at the 50 years at a school to be amongst others much younger than myself. But it's like a cohesion, we're all together now. And I will support this alumni as much as I can.
What are some of your greatest memories from Cheney?
Oh, I had a ball. When you're in school, you couldn't wait to get out. But when you got out, you couldn't wait to get back. I mean, Cheney, being from New York, it gave me a feeling of being black. I was born in Harlem, raised in the Bronx, but I've always been in the minority. I was always minority, elementary, junior high, and high school. I was in the majority. So wonderful. And I met other blacks or African Americans who were from other regions of the country, but their backgrounds were different than mine. I have a very West Indian background. I met people from the South, the Midwest, the Northeast, but we had our blackness, which was, held us together. But it was a learning experience, not just learning as far as book learning, a cultural learning experience. And I carry that with me today.
Well, it's very important for us to have alumni chapters so that we can raise funds to give money back to the university to continue its growth and also to help students with scholarships who are in need, because we find that many students don't have the financial means to attend college. So with the monies that we raise having different events, we're able to give money to students who deserve and get an education and to move forward in life. You can always pay your dues every year. Even if you don't come to all the events, you can attend some of the events, and that's still showing some type of support to the university. Cheney is important to me because as a student in high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but my aunt was an alum of Cheney, and she encouraged me to go to college, and it was the best years of my life, and now I'm able to give back what Cheney has given to me.
My name is Tara Eisen. I'm class of 1993 at Cheney University. I'm in the Philadelphia chapter, but here we're supporting the New York chapter tonight. And it's very important for you to help out. Every year we would love to see different faces, different cultures come about. All the experiences you've had over the past, we want you to come back and share them with us, and we need your support. We drove about 3 hours tonight to come support the New York chapter. Philadelphia, there were a couple of people with me, but we're here to support, and we love Cheney University, and we would like you to do the same. I chose Cheney. Cheney was my first choice. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. When I moved up here, I lived in Roxborough, Pennsylvania, and I just saw that Cheney University was the first HBCU, and I said I had to go there. And there I learned all about my culture. I didn't learn too much from the household, which is fine. I learned a little, but knowing Maya Angelou and all the other authors and people that I've met over the years, it's just been an amazing, tremendous aspect of my life.
It's extremely important. It took us a long time to really get this chapter off the ground. There have been several attempts to get it started, and we just couldn't get the cooperation of, alumni in this area. But this time around, you know, Shell and I really put a diligent effort into making this chapter work. We have a lot of alumni, you know, our age and older, you know, from the chapter, and they want to support and represent Cheney. And so we put our efforts in and everything paid off. And now the chapter is growing. This is our second year having this recruitment drive. And as you can see, we have a great turnout, and I just hope that it continues to grow. This chapter is necessary, extremely necessary. I chose Cheney because actually a girlfriend of mine went to Cheney, and I was just excited from leaving New York. I just wanted to leave New York. And so I didn't want to be too far away from my family, so Cheney was kind of perfect because it's a little over 2 hours to get there from New York. And so once I got to Cheney, I just fell in love with the campus, fell in love with the people. Everybody was so welcoming. I made lifelong friends at Cheney. It was like the best decision I made, and I had some of the best years of my life at Cheney University. So it was a great decision, best decision I made, and I'm also a life member.
It's important because a lot of individuals from New York went to Cheney. They had a large group, a large population from New York that really forged relationships. They had a great time. They learned a lot. So New York is the best place where a lot of people went to Cheney, a lot. I went to, all throughout my life, I chose Cheney because I went to all white schools all my life. And Cheney was a transition for me. It was a change. It was all Afro-American, so it was a big deal for me at that time because all my schools were all white. So I wanted to go to an all-black college, and Cheney was my choice. I pledged, I was a cheerleader, I was student government, I was resident advisor, so I really had a good time. I had a nice time. I have 2 kids that do attend HBC schools. My son attended Virginia State, he graduated, and my daughter goes to Howard. So I think they can better learn themselves at an HBCU school.
I chose Cheney University actually after doing a report, a paper at another college that I was attending on historically black universities and finding out that Cheney University was the first, and I was that close to it. Being from Boise, Idaho, you know, I could easily take a plane there, and I visited there on a couple of occasions with a couple of friends that I knew and decided that this was the HBCU that I was going to attend. So that is the reason that I did choose Cheney University.
That's the reason why I have to put the blame on me. I'd rather have them dollar bills rain on me.